A lot going on. Fourth criminal indictment. We knew that this was brewing there in Georgia, and there are certainly similarities between that case and the federal case here in D.C., but this creates a whole different exposure for the former president.
Thank you for joining us.
It was just before midnight in Georgia when Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis unveiled the latest charges against former President Donald Trump, all stemming from his alleged actions to overturn the 2020 election results, including pressuring Georgia officials. And it isn't just Trump. There are 18 others charged, including Trump lawyer Rudy Giuliani and former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows.
The defendants engaged in a criminal racketeering enterprise to overturn Georgia's presidential election result.
The former president tells Fox the indictment was tailored for placement right smack in the middle of my political campaign. The scope of the Georgia case, though, is expansive.
The danger here is that it can dilute the legitimacy of the case unless you can show strong linkages on a case of this kind. You don't want it to look like you're charging everyone and letting God sort them out.
On the other hand, some of the other defendants may come under enormous pressure to flip and testify against Trump. Trump's legal team, meantime, is questioning how what appeared to be a copy of the indictment appeared just hours earlier on the court's website, apparently before it was officially handed down, something the prosecutor would not explain.
I am not an expert on clerks' duties or even administrative duties. I wouldn't know how to work that system, and so I'm not going to speculate. Next question.
Yeah, we may hear some more about that whole situation. In the meantime, as far as the timeline here goes, you look at all of these different cases moving forward, and every prosecutor wants to get the kind of their bite at the apple here as soon as possible. In this Georgia case, the prosecutor there, Fani Willis, wants to move forward here within the next 6 months for a trial. We'll see whether she's able to make that happen. That's a very ambitious timeline here, given everything else that's going on. Jen and Mel.
Doug, I'm wondering, is this case going to be televised in Georgia?
Well, it's possible. I mean, we don't see that with federal cases, but in Georgia they can do that. So we'll have to see how that looks moving forward. But it's certainly possible we may watch this play out in real time.
And that would be must-see TV. Thank you, Doug Luzader from Washington.
Thank you.